Hey there, I'm Tyler Lunsford, and you're watching a review of Mikey V and Abstract Effects Frost. What is up, beautiful people? My name is Tyler Lunsford, and welcome back to another magic trick review here on the channel. Now, if you're new here, then definitely please consider subscribing and take a look on the channel at past reviews. Now, if you are new here, then welcome. Thank you for stopping by and spend some time today. I really do appreciate it. You didn't have to click on my face, but I'm glad you did, so thank you so much. And I hope you learned a lot about Frost today, and you can figure out if it's for you or if it's not for you. I'd also like to encourage you to check out my website, tylerlunsford.com. It would mean the world to me if you did. The merchandise section there is free worldwide shipping. Worldwide, that's right, like everywhere in the world. Doesn't matter where you live. Even if you live in Antarctica, I'll ship it to you for free. Don't worry about it. Speaking of cold things, you excited for Frost? Me too. Let's get into this review right now. First off, you need to know what actually is Frost. Well, Frost is a completely gaff deck that does all the work for you, making it one of the easiest and most fulfilling self-working card effects you will do. Printed with high quality stock at the United States Playing Card Company, Frost comes ready to go right out of the box. Start by showing a full deck of 52 cards, front and back, and with a snap of a finger, reveal that every single card has become blank on the front and back except for the spectator's chosen card. You not only get the visual of showing all the faces blank, but also get an extra kicker when you reveal that all the backs have also turned blank except for their signed card. Your spectators can see the deck visually change around their card. The other brothers in Mikey V teach their favorite routines using Frost, along with some bonus visuals that are perfect for your social media. For those of you in a hurry, here's what you need to know. It's visual, easy to do, self-working, ready to go out of the box, printed by the United States Playing Card Company, instant reset, no rough and smooth, no flaps, and there are full routines tall, plus bonus visuals that are perfect for your social media. Let's talk about what you'll be receiving if you decide to purchase it. Well, you get the gaff deck that you need to do this effect. It's ready to go out of the box like the ad copy says, and you also get a tutorial video that's about 35 minutes long, and on there you'll learn from the other brothers and Mikey V himself, teaching some different routines that you can do with the Frost deck. For those of you who want to see the Frost deck in action, I'll do a quick demo. That was my take on Frost, but now that you know what it is and you know what you receive, let's talk about some more questions you may have, such as how easy is this to perform? It is not difficult to perform at all. If you have never done any sleight of hand in your life, then this will be super easy to learn. You really only need one move, and that is the color change, and besides that, the deck does the rest of the work for you. Is there any DIY that you need to do for this effect? No, there's absolutely no DIY. They include all the cards that you need to get started, along with the custom gaff deck, and with all that stuff that comes in that package, you're ready to perform almost right away. The only thing you have to do is watch the tutorial video. How are the angles for Frost? The angles are great. You can perform this 360 degrees surrounded. You know there's no do-it-yourself work, but is there any setup or reset that you have to do per performance? The setup and reset happens in real time. You reset the deck by doing the trick. How's the quality of this deck? It is fantastic quality. It's made by the United States Playing Card Company. The cards come in the mandolin back, and they also include some regular cards that are in bicycle back, so when you have the two together, the spectator won't be able to tell anything. They look like a normal bicycle deck of playing cards. Is the Frost deck examinable? Absolutely not. This is a gaff deck of cards that you don't want your spectators to hold or play with or do anything like that. They will figure out what is up with the deck if you let them hold it. But you can let them sign a card and keep that card after the effect. That is examinable, and you can do a switch if you would like to let them, examine the deck later or examine the deck before. You can work around that if you would like to, but initially, no, the deck is not examinable. Are there any negatives when it comes to performing Frost? Yes, there are a couple negatives. One is what I just mentioned, the deck is not examinable unless you like to do a move, which you absolutely can, but initially it's not examinable, which that's a negative about all gaff decks. If you're into gaff decks, I guess that's not a negative for you. Another thing is it is kind of easy to flash if you don't practice it, but that goes with every effect. But this effect especially is easy to flash if you don't, know what you're doing. So make sure that you practice this and get it down so that way you don't flash anything. One more negative is that there's not much variety, and personally, this is not a negative for me because I love red rider back or red mandolin back. I love red bicycle cards. That's all I use, right? So this is not a negative for you, but it may be for you. The only way you can get this deck is in a red rider back / mandolin back design. So there's no blue or anything like that. Would have been nice to have options, but I understand that's a lot more expensive to get 2 different colored decks made. So with that said, just be aware you are going to be getting this red colored bicycle back deck. One small negative about crediting, they didn't really credit all the resources I think they should have. They did credit a specific GAF deck and a couple other things, but I would have liked to seen them credit something that Shin Lim has done, because he has done some GAF deck work, and I feel like he did deserve some credit on this tutorial video. The final negative I have is just a little thing about the tutorial video. One is that Daryl and Daryl are sitting at a table, which is fine, but the angle never really changes. I would have loved like a close-up angle of their hands, or maybe of the table when they're, doing certain things, but just one camera angle the whole time, besides when they switched to Mikey V, which he filmed his own stuff. I just would have liked a different camera angle from time to time. It would have been nice. So for the future tutorial videos, Abstract Effects, I would love to see multiple camera angles. I think that would be awesome. Last thing I'll mention about the tutorial video is that the audio is great, the video is great, but when I was mentioning the angles, when it switches to Mikey V, his angle is weird. Like, I felt like I had to turn my head sideways to watch what he was doing, so I would have liked his angle filmed a different way. But you still understand what's going on, and it's still fine. It's just one thing that I was a little picky about. What are the positives about Frost? Well, I do love GAF decks. I love gimmicks, love GAFs, everything about that I absolutely enjoy using and performing and learning about. So I thought that was nice that this is a really cool GAF deck. Another thing is you can really tell that Mikey V stands behind this deck. It's been tested, he performs. He was even at Six Flags recently. He's been posting all over his Instagram, and there's even a video of him performing it at Six Flags on the tutorial video, which I enjoyed seeing. Another positive is I love the different ways you could use this deck. Mikey V uses this a completely different way than the other brothers do. The other brothers kind of use it as like a routine where people put their card back into the deck, it's signed, stuff like that. But Mikey V uses this as a quick, flashy trick. This is something that he does where he shows the deck is printed on both sides, then makes it not printed on both sides. Doesn't really have people sign tricks. He just uses it as an attention grabber. So I think it's really neat to see the different perspectives on how to use this deck. So you are up to, your own possibilities of choosing how you want to use it. Another thing, speaking of how to use it, is they include some nice social media handlings of some different things you could do, and they include a couple GAF cards to help assist you in those social media magic changes. What's this retail as? Well, it currently retails as $40 US, and is that a fair price? Yes, that's a fair price. Considering the price that you paid for a GAF deck trick these days, I feel that $40 is a fair price for the ways that you can use this deck and the possibilities you have. I don't have an issue paying $40. I do think that is a justified price. What would I give this out of 10? I'm going to give this a 9.6 out of 10. The reason it's getting docked is because of the examinability and some of the things about the tutorial video, but other than that, I think this is a really cool effect that you're going to be using. If you like GAF decks, then you would definitely like this. Thank you so much for sticking around to the end of this video. It really does mean a lot that you watched it all the way to the end, so thank you for that. If you feel that Frost is for you, the link for it is in the description down below. Also in the description is linked to my Instagram page. There you can follow me on Instagram at TylerWantsYourMagic. There I post all sorts of behind the scenes, Q&As, sneak peeks, announcements, and all sorts of things like that, so check me out on there if you would like to. I'd also like to suggest that you check out my website. It would mean the world to me if you did. Check out the merchandise section. If you want to help support the channel, help me keep the lights on, it really does mean a lot. And I offer free worldwide shipping on all merchandise, even if you live in Antarctica and it's a little frosty. Bad joke. Anyways, thank you so much to Mikey V and Abstract Effects for allowing me to have this product so I can do this review for you people out there, and hopefully I'll see you in another review that I post sometime soon. See ya. Segway. Meow. Now I'm done.